Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, as we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. We had a nice stream today. It's a rare situation of a stream where I did not finish the thumbnail art, mainly because I'm really going sort of all out. Well, okay, not all out, but I'm putting a lot more effort into this thumbnail art because I'm like, this is the anniversary of a stream thumbnail art. Like you gotta put your back into it, you know, and that sort of thing. But it has meant I haven't finished it. I finished shading. I haven't like done the light because I haven't figured out the light sources yet. But you can see that replay on Twitch or next week on YouTube. So we'll be doing a catch-up stream to finish off here at some point. Anyway, hello everyone. We're now in Fawnhallow at 6:01 PM on Sunday, March 30th, 2025. Actually, if we are doing a catch-up stream, does that mean I should upload today's stream today? Because then the catch-up stream will take the Sunday slot. Oh, I haven't really thought about that. I haven't thought about that. I guess if I do, I guess I will upload it today. I'll schedule it for like 9 PM or something. But yeah, it's good. It's by far and away my favourite thumbnail art. And I was saying in the stream, I was like, maybe I'll just use this as the Dear Darling rebranding, because I think it's a pretty good indication. Well, at least to me, it's a better reflection of these in character, to be honest. So ends up being quite nice. But yeah, what should we talk about today? I'm not really sure. I'm trying to think. I haven't done anything crazy today, mind you. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, for those in the UK. Well, I mean, so I guess I have done things, like familial things, but I mean, that's not really something I'll talk about in Animal Crossing, per se. So I'm just trying to think of something which is much more sort of generic to end up talking about. I'm not really sure what's going on also in the gaming sphere. What's happening with the games I'm playing? Not a lot, I would say. I'm getting there with slowly acquiring all the low rarity items again from the earlier packs in Genetic Apex. I need to talk to my friend again, because I think our trading stuff must have regenerated by now. I haven't played more ranked since, to be honest, but let me see. The trading stamina's probably, yeah, I'll have to message him at some point to organise these trades once again. Let's see if there's anything in the Wonder Pick. The only thing I'm really looking for is EX cards of ones I don't have. Beedrill I am actually fortunate enough to actually have. So really I'm looking for a Giratina or Lucario or Giratina, Lucario. There's too many. B-Barrel. Giratina. Okay, let's go. Whoever you are. Umbra1234. You are going to be the one. Give me the Giratina. Top right. It's always top right. Oh! It actually is. No way. I will say, I've gotten way more EXs from Wonder Pick than I've ever gotten from opening the packs. It's incredible. Like, this new set, I got one Beedrill, I got one Clodsire, a Pikachu and Giratina, I think, from packs, and every other EX I think I got from Wonder Pick. Maybe. That might not be quite true, by the way, but that is insane. Okay, well, Giratina EX, wonderful. Now I've got two. Now I can make the strongest deck in the meta right now, which is Giratina plus... Is it Dialga? I'm not actually sure what he's paired with. That is incredible. Thank you very much, random person. Of course I'll give you a thanks. You know, I'm going to give you a friend request as well, because that is incredible. I can't even believe it. Right, so there's not many. So it's Lucario, B-Barrel. See, Giratina was the one I was maybe going to get from for free deck, but maybe I'll just get B-Barrels now because that's the one I'm missing. I don't know how long I have until I need to actually exchange it. Shop ending soon. Excuse me? I don't know, sometimes you get lucky. Like Wonder Pick, well, I don't know if you know about Wonder Trade. I think, well, I don't know why I'm speaking to you in particular. Ambiguous person. Wonder Trade is a very interesting thing, because if you don't know what it is, Wonder Trade is essentially a thing they had in some of the older Pokemon games, where you would be able to, 34 days. Oh, I need to sneeze so badly. It's basically a trading system that you had. I completely forgot about Charizard as well. Okay, I did open quite a few Charizard EXs. It's a system that they used to have in the Pokemon games, where you'd be able to randomly trade away one of your Pokemon, and then someone else who's using Wonder Trade as well will randomly give you what they have as well. So it's basically a complete potluck for a trade. I'm glad they have this system, actually, in Pocket, because it's very exciting to be able to get a Pokemon via the Wonder Pick. Yeah, so I've actually somehow almost got all the EXs. Seriously, through Wonder Pick. So much of it is from Wonder Pick. But I'm missing B-Barrel. I need another Tinker, whatever that one's called. Tinkhammer. And I need another something else. I closed it for some reason. It's genuinely unbelievable. I cannot believe it. It's insanity. Diligent nest building. What is this? That's a B-Barrel that I'm missing. That's unbelievable. That is straight up unbelievable. How has this happened? Oh, Lucario. But Lucario's getting an event, so it doesn't really matter if I'm missing Lucario. Because I'll be able to Wonder Pick later. Eventually. Well, hopefully. That is so insane. I can't believe I just did that. On camera. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? Yeah, so Wonder Trade is a very interesting concept, I think, from Pokemon. The idea of, like, sending whatever you have randomly into the void and seeing what you get in return. Because it's interesting, you know. It's like, anytime you have this sort of concept in, I was going to say game, maybe it applies to real life as well, I'm not really sure, but the idea that you can just give something away for free and someone gives something in return for free of equal value. It's people who tend to be rather greedy tend to want to grab the things of value for themselves, so of course they bring something completely worthless to the table, which is, if anything, I suppose, a dark reflection of the nature of humanity itself in some ways. But seeing the existence of those people does not shy away from the fact that people who are genuinely, like, generous and kind and considerate with the things they give do exist as well. People who would very happily be like, here you go, here's something which is of value with me, you know, I just expect, hopefully, that you give something similar in return. If you don't, then so be it. I hope I can make your day a little bit brighter. And that's a wonderful, I think, perspective, really, to take at all. But, like, I never used Wonder Trade all that often, from what I recall. I basically did no trading whatsoever, because, I mean, the way I play Pokemon is I always know which Pokemon team I'm going to collect from playing this game. It's nearly always going to be made up of 6 new Pokemon from the region. I haven't played a Pokemon game since Sword and Shield though, so, oh, well, apart from Pocket, but Pocket doesn't really count. I mean, no games, I'm very much behind when it comes to these sort of things. But yeah, if anything, I think I find Wonder Trade so fascinating because it's kind of like a game. I'm not sure it's quite like a game theory, but it's kind of like these sort of psychological experiments, which are always the most fascinating, I think, to me, to see human psychology, how people behave, you know? And especially more so when you get interesting results, and doubly more so when the interesting results are, like, not replicable. I don't know what the adjective is for that word. Isn't it, like, really? There's, like, a replication crisis in the scientific community where a lot of things, turns out, couldn't be replicated under actual controlled situations? Because I swear I read a thing. I think it was about the Stanford prison experiments, which is one of the most unethical psychological scientific experiments as have existed. If you don't know, it's basically like there's a group and half were assigned to be like the prison wardens and half were assigned to be the prisoners, and it was just seeing what human reaction would be to that, and then people basically went on a crazy power trip. But didn't they try and recreate that like within the past year or so, and then it just like was not recreatable? It turns out people don't do something like that. Let's see. Stanford prison. I don't know why I put Miller in here. What? Instead of experiment. Stanford prison experiment. Here we go. Let me see. Critiques of scientific validity. Is this it? Claimed experiment to be dubious. Yeah, it was something like, oh yeah, the guards were urged to act aggressive towards prisoners. Which, not to say that there isn't something to be taken from that, or the same, that that is a result which gets when urged. But it's all the same, but it's like, that's not, from a scientific perspective, that you can't consider that like a fair experiment anymore, right? What is going on? Is being antagonist and used by once you experience every time spent in. Yeah, because I swear this was a thing. That people. Yeah, reproducibility of results. BBC prison study. They did it again. Guards were not instructed how to bathe, only to figure out how to manage a prison. Everyone wore microphones and cameras followed all participants. Different consent. But BBC prison study has now been taught as a core study of UK A-level psychology. The study casts further doubts on the generality of its conclusions. Questions the notion that people slip mindlessly into roles. Yeah, because it's a very different thing where it's like, oh yeah, figure out what to do, and then they slip into the ideas of these roles, or like, this is what you should do, and then they end up doing what they're told to do, right? There's a huge amount of human, not subjectivity, but, what's the word? When you're like, not agreeableness, but like when someone suggests something, people are inclined to do it. In a certain sense, especially from like powers of authority or whatever, because there's that other experiment where it's like someone is fake being punished through like being electrocuted, not fatally, but then people just keep going because the examiner says you need to keep going for the sake of experiment. Is that sort of peer pressure of conformity is not the right word. Susceptibility? I'm not sure. Where am I going with this? I don't really know. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Like, I suddenly just had like it's like I woke up from my trance of conversation. I can't remember what I'm talking about anymore. Why am I talking about the Stanford prison experiment? I don't know. Why am I talking about this? What am I talking about? Literally whatever I was talking about, gone from my mind. It's evaporated. Let's try and retrace through my steps. Why am I talking about this? I was talking about this probably because of reproducibility of psychology. So probably whatever I was talking about had something to do with psychology. This could be studied, I think, in its own case. Person has amnesiac episode in the middle of an Animal Crossing episode. No, it was clearly not an amnesiac episode. What was I talking about? It's like I completely lost my trail of thought. The bad thing about recording these Animal Crossing videos is like, if I lose my trail of thought, well, I'm the only one here. I can't remind myself what I was talking about. Oh, Pokemon TCG Pocket. How did I get from Pokemon TCG Pocket to human psychology? How did I get here? I don't know, but maybe it's the thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that they changed the Wonder Trade. Oh no, that's it. Wonder Trade. That it's sort of like, if given the game theory, that's what I wanted to talk about, because it's like giving, if you think of it from like a game theory perspective, you know, most people try and sort of maximize their own personal gain, right? And in like a Wonder Trade, you sacrifice nothing by giving something of little value, but have everything to gain by giving off something of little value. So it's sort of like, from like a Nash equilibrium perspective, you expect people to give something of 0 value, and then the entire system gets solved. Everyone gives things of 0 value because there's no incentive to give anything greater than 0 value. But that's not true, because human psychology, human kindness, I think, goes into play. Human beings are not always explicitly searching for a Nash equilibrium at all times. There'll be plenty of people who look for things and try and have, kindness begets them to be able to pass on to other people, even if they get nothing in return, Because I remember reading stories of people who'd be like, oh yeah, I'm like a shiny farmer or something, and I will just like wonder trade like excess shinies I have away to hopefully make people's day. I'm like, that's such a wonderful thing to do. Because I used to like try farming shinies as well. It was actually my favourite thing to do in my post game for whatever reason. In Pokemon Platinum, get up the Poke Radar, do shiny chaining. I even caught some shiny Machops for my friend. I never gave them to him. Not like because I like withheld them from him. It's just more like never the opportunity really came up for us to trade. But I still have 3 shiny Machops on my Pokemon Platinum for him. I try to shiny chain a shiny Beldum, and I ran into like 4 different shiny Beldums, but because they have legendary catch rate, I failed to catch him every single time, and it was very sad. Because they have takedown, so they kept self-destructing essentially. And it was very annoying. That's all I remember. Is that still a thing in future games? I see Pokemon shiny chaining. It was by far and away my favourite part for some reason. Oh, it's in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Is that actually? That's crazy. They brought it back. That is wild. Anyway, shiny hunting is a lot of fun, I think. For whatever reason. Chaining Pokemon with a Poke Radar. Yeah, that's the original one. So I guess they did bring it back for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, maybe? I don't know. Well, I don't know what the shiny rates are nowadays. Shiny Pokemon. Probably not as rare as they used to be anymore. You might be like, have you ever run into a shiny Pokemon in the wild? I have, actually. I ran into a shiny Jellicent, I think, in... Was it Sword and Shield? It might have been Sword and Shield, I don't remember. It's crazy. Anyway, right now I guess I'll round this episode off here. So, I guess the conclusion I want to say is that Wonder Trade. For Nash equilibrium, everyone should be giving things of 0 value. But people still give things of value, expecting nothing else in return. And that's got nothing to do with TCG Pocket, because you don't get anything in return, really, for someone taking it, for someone also being able to open from your pack. But you also don't lose anything. So it's like a net neutral, really. Like a net, why not? So I guess I'm kind of glad they don't. I would like to see them do Wonder Trading though in Pokemon Pocket, just to see what ends up happening. Be crazy. Anyway, on that note, I think I'll round this episode off here, because I don't know what I'm talking about. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.